Hi everyone, I am Karan and welcome to Karan's Gyan. The stock on focus for today is Mahindra&Mahindra Finance. Well, because Mahindra&Mahindra Finance's rights issue kick-started today. So, I have two answers to the most important questions people have regarding M&M Finance's rights issue. So, the first question is, how do you decide whether you need to sell or subscribe to the rights issue? So, if you're a shareholder and you have rights, how do you decide if you should sell the rights or if you should subscribe to the rights? And if you're not a shareholder of Mahindra Finance and you want a shareholding in this company, but you don't know what you should do, should you buy the rights and then subscribe to them, or should you buy an M&M Finance from the open market itself? So I would answer both these questions to you mathematically. Now, let us look at the first question. How to decide whether to sell or subscribe to these rights? So, these are for the shareholders of the rights who have got rights issued to them. So, we would compare the net price per share in two case scenarios. The first case would be when you subscribe the rights, and the second case would be when you sell the rights. So, we'll compare the net price per share in both the scenarios. So, what would be the net price per share if you subscribe to the rights? So if you're buying the rights, you would consider the value of your current holdings, and you would add the subscription payment along with it, and then you would divide it by the total number of shares. So the value of your current holdings that you have plus the subscription payment per share divided by the total number of shares that you have, which includes the right subscribed and the current holdings. So this is the total number of shares in this case. And in the second case scenario, when you sell the rights, so if you sell the rights, you would consider the value of your current holdings, and you would subtract the cash you've got by selling the rights. So you would subtract the right sale proceeds, and you would divide this total value by the total number of shares you have. And in this case, the total number of shares that you have are basically your current holdings. They don't include the rights you're subscribed, because you've sold your rights, right? So you only have your current holdings. Well, we'll get into this formula in detail. I'll give you the example mathematically. So I would answer this second question later. First, let us look at the first question. So as you know, M&M Finance started trading today. We know the rights ratio is 1:1, and we know the issue price or the subscription price is rupees 50. It's trading from 28th July to 11th August. So we look at money control right now, and we look at what is the price of Mahindra Finance. So Mahindra Finance is trading at 135 rupees and 10 paisa. So this is the share, Mahindra Financial Services. Whereas we need to look at what price the rights is trading at. So we look at Mahindra Financial Services RE, where RE stands for right entitlements. So those who have rights, credited into demat account, they are credited as Mahindra Finance RE. Now that is trading at 77 rupees 60 paisa. And just so that you know, these are the closing price of M&M Finance and M&M Finance's rights as of 28th July. Now we would look at case 1. Case 1 is we subscribe to the rights. So let us assume we've got 10 shares of M&M Finance, and we've got issued 10 right entitlements, because the ratio is 1:1. So the holdings of our 10 shares is value is 1351 rupees based on the current market price. The subscription amount we would have to pay to get 10 more shares is rupees 50. So we would have to pay 500 rupees to get 10 more M&M Finance shares. So we would see the total amount we have spent, or the value of the holdings we have, is 1851. We would divide it by 20, because we had 10 shares of M&M Finance, and we subscribed for 10 more shares using rights entitlement. And hence, if we divide this price, the value of this price, by 20, we get a net price per share as 92 rupees and 55 paisa. Alright, now we look at the net price per share when we sell the rights. So we've got 10 M&M Finance shares again. So the value of 10 M&M Finance shares is pretty much as in the last case, it's 1351 rupees. And in this case, instead of subscribing to the rights, we are selling the rights. So when we subscribe to the rights, we subscribe at the issue price, which is set by the company itself, and in this case the issue price is rupees 50. But when we sell the right entitlements, we would get the market price, which in this case, which as I pointed out, is M&M Finance's RE, which is 77 rupees and 60 paisa. So we sell these 10 right entitlements, and it comes up that these right entitlements are worth 776 rupees. And now the total 10 shares that we have, we've got them for 575 rupees, which makes the net price per share as 57.5 rupees. Now do you understand the difference? So if you have M&M Finance's share price at the current scenario, at the current prices, it's better to sell them off, because you are basically the getting M&M Finance's shares. If you sell the price, the net price per share is about 30 to 40 rupees lower than when you subscribe to the rights. So it's better to sell the rights in this case scenario, and there's a huge margin in it. All right. Now this is my suggestion for you at the current prices. So please use this formula if you want to calculate whether you want to subscribe rights or sell the rights, because the price of M&M Finance and M&M Finance's rights keep changing every day, because it's a stock market, right? So now the second question, to people who want exposure into M&M Finance, but they don't know how to get exposure into M&M Finance. Should they buy M&M Finance's rights and then subscribe to it, or should they subscribe to it in the open market? So you got to compare these two things. You got to compare the current price of M&M Finance share, and you got to compare this price to the current price of the rights value, because you'll have to buy the rights script in the market and then pay the subscription amount to subscribe to them. So you got to compare both these figures. All right. Now we'll compare both these figures. So should you buy M&M Finance's rights if you don't have shareholding but you want exposure into M&M Finance? So as of now, the current price of M&M Finance is going at rupees 135. All right, like I showed you in the Money Control website, and the rights price is 77 rupees 60 paisa, and the subscription price is rupees 50. So if you buy the rights, if you buy Mahindra Finance's rights entitlement from the market and pay 50 rupees as subscription amount over it, your cost per share comes up to be rupees 127.60 paisa. Whereas if you just buy it from the open market, it comes up as rupees 135 and 10 paisa. So you have a price advantage of rupees 7 rupees 50 paisa. So it is better to buy rights and then subscribe to it if you are not a shareholder of M&M Finance and you want exposure into M&M Finance and you're confused how to get about it. So guys, this is my take on both these questions. Should you sell or subscribe M&M Finance's rights, or if you how should you proceed about if you want exposure into M&M Finances, and should you buy the rights or should you buy the share in the open market? So I've answered both these questions and I hope you like my video. So thank you very much and have a nice day.